Alright, what's going on? This is Jonah again, back in Spin Tires Mudrunner. Now, it's been a little bit. I've waited a couple days to make a new video. I've been doing some multiplayer stuff that I've got to edit. But, so we're back, and we're at White Knuckle Trails. Whoops. And I've got the new Jeep Gladiators. So this one's by Frog. We're going to deck it out, and we're just going to kind of compare. So this one, like I said, this one's by Frog. We'll do this kind of similar to what we would do with the others. Just throw everything on. And the roof. Okay. It's a decent looking mod. Jeep Life, XO, Froggy. Yeah, it's got these yellow suspension components. I mean, I don't know anything really about this one. It looks good. We have used it in the past, and the wheel travel and everything is not that realistic, but I'm not going to complain. This one just came out either today or yesterday. This is by Terminator X TX. It says JT Gladiator, Jeep Gladiator, come and swap. So it's got sliders, Artex sticker, I guess across the roof or across the top there. Bed with top. Okay. Doors which carry 300 repair points and 2 garage points, and the Warren Xenon winch. This is the blue variant of it, running IROC Swampers or IROC Super Swampers, TSLs or TLS. I can't remember exactly what they're called. We'll turn it on real quick. So it definitely sounds like. Definitely has that coming sound. Let's see. The knuckles and the steering components don't actually work. That's okay. I mean, it still looks really good. Muffler works. Everything comes out of the back correctly. We'll just take this for a quick spin real quick, just to see. So far, feels pretty decent. I mean, it's got coilovers in the front, coilovers in the rear. It's trussed axle, front and rear. It's not bad. It looks pretty good. Let's switch over to the red one, because the red one, so it comes with 2 different mods. This one is XT58, I think is like the, I don't really know what it is. Either way, this one's running, I think those are Mickey Thompson Baja NTZs, or they are, and man, I can't remember what they're called now. My buddy keeps telling me, I'm saying them wrong, but I'm pretty sure those are, Maxxis Trepidors. They might be Trepidors. I'm really not sure. I think they're Trepidors, actually. So this one comes with all the same stuff. Man, but just comparing these two new mods of the Jeep Gladiator to Frog's. Yes, Frogs has more stuff to add on to it, like the rack, but just the paint, it just looks so much better. But they both have their time and their place, I'm sure. I mean, they're both really good mods. This one has a hoop style, stinger style bumper in the front. They both are coilover converted in the front and in the rear, I think. Yep. So they have a similar suspension setup. So we're going to take this out. I like the red more than I like the blue. I think the paint just looks better. And we're going to run it on the first trail. And we'll just make this a real quick video, and then we'll switch over. We'll probably do about halfway, make it to a spot up here, and then switch over to Frogs and see how we do in that one. I just wanted to do the Battle of the Gladiators because these are the only 2 right now that are out on the marketplace, or the workshop. Not the marketplace, but the workshop. This one's also going to be come and swapped. Okay, so it doesn't carry any fuel whatsoever. So we've got 300 liters and 2,800 repair points, or damage points. Alright. Let's see how it does. Oh, that was weird. I hate when trees kind of glitch me out. Let's do this. So we're going to stick it into low 3, not high 3. Interior. It's not terrible. Steering wheel turns pretty well. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's not detailed by any means at all, but it's still, there's something, and that's what matters. I'd like to see that they put at least some sort of effort into the interior. I like that this one has a more realistic suspension in that the shocks aren't some wild color like purple, or the control arms to the 4-link kit aren't. I mean, it looks fairly realistic. We're coming up to what's our first obstacle, just a little shelf. We'll switch down into low 1 just to crawl down it real quick. I also like that this one has sliders, which something like this, you're gonna need it. Obviously, we just scraped the whole underside, and coming off of this, we're probably gonna damage it. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There's max droop in the rear. I don't know what I don't want to say unrealistic. I mean, it's not. It's more realistic than we'll see from the other one. But yeah, this isn't a terrible mod at all. Oh, see, there you go. We took damage finally. I would expect that with the fact that this has about like 1.5 feet of overhang over the rear tires. That's not normal for Jeeps, right? Jeeps are their tires are kind of in all 4 corners, like the front here, which is right up against the corner, but the rear's not. But you're taking that into account when buying one of these. It's not going to make for the best approach and departure angles for rock crawling. I really like this. This mod is excellent so far. I mean, it's got pretty damn good grip. I can't really complain about that. It's so far just crawling over everything. Let's see what, get some sound going. If it ever decides to. My game's been kind of finicky lately. Yeah, I mean, really I can't complain. This mod is actually really, really good. Suspension flex wise, I think it's accurate enough that it doesn't bother me. Let's put it that way. This will be a real test of it because this is really hard for anything with a wheelbase over, I'd probably say like a Bronco. I know, I think one of the vehicles we've seen lately that have been able to take this, that me and my buddies have seen, is Spun's FJ40, and his FJ40 crawler, the K5 crawler, there's a WM has a Scout, and the WM also has a 67 Bronco, I believe, that just has no problem with this. But as you can see, the wheelbase here is making for a really tough time. We can't even get over that first little bit there. So let's try changing up our line. We'll come over here to the side more. It's steeper, but that might help us out in the sense that we are continually crawling. Yeah, nope. Well, no, we're not making any forward movement whatsoever, and I don't want to dig a hole. We'll try right over here now. We don't need to go that low. This is one of those crazier lines that no one really should ever attempt. Yeah, and even this is just with the Cummins, which it needs that Cummins. I think these still come with the I think it's a 3.6. The 3.6, I think it's a 3.6. No V8. This is supposed to be a mid-sized truck, supposedly. Yeah, it's just having all sorts of difficulty here. I mean, you start to think you're gonna climb up, and it just doesn't happen. Yeah, I mean, even in a serious crawl, it's just not happening. Oh, that's more progress than we've made so far. Yeah, it's just not going to. This is not meant for it. It's just not. Let's hook up, I guess, over here. Hopefully that's enough that we can actually get up this. Oh, don't roll us. That's not what we want. Let's see. Maybe there's a spot to winch up over here. Okay, all these are going to roll us. This will be interesting. There we go. Okay, so we've made it up over now. Fortunately, I mean, it took winching it, but I mean, this has a really long wheelbase. It's going to make for hard rock crawling, which is cool. I mean, that makes for a lot of fun. We'll get down to right over here. There's kind of a flat spot, and we'll switch over to the XO to Froggies, Frogs, Brute, and we'll just do a quick comparison, and yeah. And then we'll cut the video off because, I mean, at that point, nothing else to do. I think this is a pretty damn good mod. I wish it had better grip. There it goes. So sometimes you have to give it a little bump. And we're stuck again. And this one doesn't make a whole lot of sense as to why we're stuck, because there's not a lip that it needs to crawl over, except from the back, and it shouldn't be having this kind of trouble. The Cummins motor in this likes to put out some soot, though. I'll say that. It's there it goes. It is really smoky. Kind of makes it hard to see on the trail. Not gonna lie. Really makes it difficult at times. Man, this thing really, I mean, it does have a grip issue. There's definitely a grip issue. Oh, you know what? It's not a grip issue. We're hitting our back bumper. We're just scraping the whole way, which is why that tire doesn't have as much traction as it should. There. Let's see if we can just pop it off of there. There it goes. See, now now it'll go out there. So there you go. There's that long wheelbase and that overhang from the rear, causing us issues again. I'm just trying to get up here so I can get over here and get to a flat spot and then stop wheeling and switch over. But yeah, there's so much soot coming from this particular Jeep. I'm not a huge fan of that. Just not because I'm an environmentalist or anything. It just doesn't. It makes the game kind of difficult to play. Let's try this one real quick. And we are definitely gonna have to get fuel. So the gearbox in this, so it's got the actual 8-speed gearbox. I think the Gladiator is supposed to come with an 8-speed. I don't know. I mean, it shifts weird, and I hate the rack. I just do, because it's just not what it's not what people are gonna put on the Gladiator. Not that kind of rack. Whatever, it's not my mod though, and I'm not gonna hate on it. It's actually a decent mod. It carries tons of fuel. Oh my gosh. And the rear bumper. And the roof. Okay. In total, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 30,000 gallons or liters of fuel. You know, because whatever we talk liters in this game. 30,000 liters. That's a ton. And repair points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 150,000. That's not right. That's not right. Let me see. No, yeah, 150,000 repair points, and this thing can be damaged up to 5,000, and it carries 1,200 liters of fuel. This is definitely a scout vehicle. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Yeah, definitely a scout vehicle. I'm sorry, I just don't like the rack. What's this thing running in terms of tires? Those are those Federals. I don't know how to pronounce them. That's what they are, though, is the Federals. It's got purple headlights. Okay, see, that's what we're getting into, that not being too realistic. And the purple suspension components. Now, suspension components being purple is totally fine. That is still realistic. You see them on SEMA trucks all the time, just different paints. The knuckle doesn't steer. None of it actually turns on this one either. I don't expect it to. It is sort of linked. Is the front linked? Yeah, something like it. It is. It's just, it's got track bars. Rear has track bars as well, or something resembling track bars. Okay, so we'll put it in that. The other thing is this thing doesn't have very big tires at all, and you'll see when we start crawling. Look at that suspension flex. So, and we're gonna see it right here too. I think this thing can droop all the way to the ground when we get it off there. Just nope. There you go. It does. It makes it all the way to the ground. I'm not gonna say anything. If you are a purist to the game and you like to have a realistic wheeling experience, maybe not this mod. If you're not and you just want a Jeep Gladiator, hey, there's this mod. And I think it'd be fun. I think everyone should still have it because it's still a fun mod. And I have nothing against this particular mod. I wish it had bigger tires. Oh man, would it be so much better if it had bigger tires? You know, the other one, I think it looks like it's running 37s, maybe even bigger than that. I don't want to go out on a limb and say it is because I don't know. But this one's definitely not. 35s at the most, I think, is what this one's running. Still doesn't have any problem with traction. It seems to be crawling over everything. We've got it in low 2, and it just chugging along. It has no problem whatsoever. So not a terrible mod at all. I mean, flex is a little unrealistic, but it's pretty stable. We're gonna go down this bank here or this gap. It actually takes that gap a hell of a lot better than what I was expecting. We'll see if we can crawl this, and then we'll see how much longer we want to go. Yeah, so all that suspension travels great, except that we're not getting any traction whatsoever. So even though we do have all 4 on the floor, it's not actually successfully getting traction because there's no weight on those tires, except for the weight of the suspension pushing down, like the shocks, and the tires themselves with the rims. Okay, so far this one's not looking good. I think we got actually closer with the JT one, the JT Gladiator. I just want to get over there. Yeah, all right. It's not gonna happen, so we know what's gonna happen here. We're gonna winch. Start pulling on it. Just get it up over. There we go. Yeah, this thing with the wheelbase it has, it really, really needs a much bigger tire on it. And this is in low 1, and we're still not getting anything. We are so hung up. All right. Is there anything closer that we can winch to, or that's more level? There we go. There we go. Okay, so we're up now. Yeah, there's not much else to say about this. It's a good mod for being the first Gladiator. I do expect to see a whole lot more Gladiators. I expect, I truly expect Spun to come out with one. I expect WM to do one. Brute, I don't even know if he's still making mods, but I'd love to see him come out with one because his mods are they're awesome. They look good. They perform well. Same thing with Spuns. His mods look good and perform well. Yeah. What is that? Henrique Torino, or I think is how you say his name. His mods look good and perform pretty well. I'd love to see a Gladiator come out of every single one of those guys. I don't know if we will, just because there's other vehicles out there that people are trying to mimic. The Gladiators one I would like to see, and one I'd really like to see is a Tundra. Not because I had a Tundra, but because I think they do make for really great off-road vehicles. I'd like to see some more Tacomas. We've got a lot of old vehicles on this game, a lot of 98 or 88 Toyota pickups, or 98 Tacoma, or Jeeps, old Jeeps, LJs, YJs, not LJs, XJs, things like that. Yeah, see, so there you go. I mean, that's not a terrible looking. That's not a terrible looking picture. Regardless, I'd like to see some different vehicles into this game. Some newer ones like this, out of the big dogs in modding, Spun, people like that. So, you know, that's gonna be the end of this one. As always, like, subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe please. It helps me out. It lets me know that I'm doing something right here with these videos, and liking it, of course, too. If you have any suggestions for future videos, or you want to see something, or if I said something wrong, you know, put in the comments. I'll address it as need be. And as always, you'll be able to download this, or at least have the link to download both of these mods in the description below. But yeah, I hope to see you guys on the trails. Y'all take care. Have a good one. Bye.